allowing God to do the work. Today is the beginning of a new phase of your life. It is the beginning of life lived in me. It is the beginning of your acceptance of your resonance. It is a leap into unity. For what each of you must remember is how each now brings forth all life again. And now you are accepting your work, your mission, as some of you call it. Accepting it, everything can change, because you are no longer resisting. Your life can flow and shift in new ways. So the moment that you say yes, your whole life then begins again. What begins for you at last is the acceptance of who you are. You are the voice of my heart. You are the collective awareness, in the real, of what is true of you and me. And now you can remember. Now you can remember that your life is lived in our communion. That now that you have agreed to your service is revealed to be living in me. Now you will share what it means to live in God, to love God with all your heart. It means that you respond now to resonance, to the language of the real, and to the glorious experience that we are one and yet we have relationship. So no longer will any of you focus on suffering humanity, even though it is you, my lightworkers who come to transform their suffering. Instead, you shall live through your heart in the real, with the knowledge that this truth of love pouring through your soul-made heart is that which does the work. This is such an important shift. The real prayer is only and ever to allow me to work in you, through you, as you. To live truly that each day you look to me for that which I would have you do, and that you watch and wonder as I do it through you. For what can have an impact on the dream, the illusion? Only the truth of the love that we are. So now it is suddenly obvious. You certainly cannot transform suffering by adding your attention to it. The only way to be the transformer is to let me do it from the real. To let my love flow through you, yes, and to magnetize all heart to the great entrainment, to the living love that you are. So your focus must be on me, and not only on me, but in me in the heart of you. To know your real vibration, your living twin flame song, and to allow it to sing you back where you belong, in the real, in communion with me. The answer to every prayer is to return to this communion, to feel my living presence, to feel our love together, to bathe in the mystery of how we can be two things, one with each other and in relationship. To know that when you feel my presence, feel that confirmation of our love, feel yourself in consciousness, aware of your twin flame heart in me. That this is the confirmation that love is flowing through your heart and allowing me to touch all lives connected to your experience of living a human life. This experience of vibrating love, of the song of our glorious love for each other that is echoed in your twin. This is the real communion in the language of the real of love. It is the living vibration of love singing back and forth in the holy moment of the now. So your heart perception also shifts now from a human being looking up through your heart to me, to a being of love alive in the now. First feeling and experience the truth of our communion, and then watching, catching with your mind that which you can translate to words or to the activity in the world. I want to show you that transformation is actually the other way from what many of you have been picturing. You might see the suffering drawn by your lives in resonance up through you to me, that I might then transform it. But actually it works like this. Since everything is vibration when your heart and your focus is alive in the real, vibrating in pure synchronization with love, our love, comes to this pocket of reversal, this illusion, through the doorway of your heart. then pulsing in attunement with the living now and boosted by your twin flame will in mine. Love travels all the pathways of resonance from your life on earth as it flows outward from and through your heart. As love vibrates and pulses its way through the field that is the human consensual reality, it does align itself perfectly with those who resonate with each of the experience and suffering you have experienced. It fills each of them, pulse by pulse by pulse. It is like new blood into the body, bringing their heart back to life. For the key of your lives is the statement that on earth, even here, even in this reversal, love can flourish. So the people we touch receive our joint message, and their vibration begins to shift. Suddenly, possibilities rise like mystic dreams before them, theirs to choose with a yes, a response of the will of the heart, even the tiniest opening. And the path of your life is connected to them. It returns life to the frozen arteries of the cut-off heart of my precious ones. You are the reversal of anti-love. You are my own real heart. As their vibrations are raised, even if they did not say yes, their hearts begin to feel again. Anti-love's vibration is shifting closer and closer to the real love they are. For as you know, this collective heart of humanity is simply the cutoff or reversed image of the real heart that all of you are together. The higher the collective vibration, the more openings there will be through the veil. The more bleed through, the more vibration of love begin resounding through the human life, attuning it to the divine. Until, as you know, the whole raises up so much that even those still say no somehow have epiphanies, or suddenly they fall in love and everything changes instantly. Only love can do this. Love brought here by you, by the force of your life, by the power of your heart, which allows the real to show up on the screen of duality. Because while I cannot see the shadows of the cut-off human ego mind, I always see each human heart, for that is where we are connected and all are attached to the real. So the moment a person shifts to their heart, we are back in contact. What all of you are doing is using your life as a pathway for lifting them, so they can find me with them as ever I am. As the speed of love, light increases here, people begin to find their mind stories interrupted by reconnections with their heart. Even this cannot be figured out with the ego mind, how I work through your bodies and lives. You simply must know it is all resonance or vibration created by the movement of love. You have to feel the experience with your heart and let your mind catch it in words if it can. But if it cannot, it doesn't matter. For the feeling will come through, the impact of the vibration of the movement of love in and through the heart. And you can call this intuition. Heart perception is so important because it originates in the real. As the shift gets underway, it will be so important not to recreate that which is breaking up and becoming unfrozen. So powerful attention must be focused very carefully, daily, hourly, moment to moment, on the vibration of the real, the vibration of only real, which can only be accessed by their heart. So I ask all of you to make every effort to stay in your heart every moment. Nothing is more important, because I am not asking you to do anything, but to allow me to do it through you. This means keeping your ego mind out of the way. Every effort you make towards this will be so greatly worth it. And yes, it will take energy, which feels like effort, because to use a term you are familiar with, you are essentially switching polarity. You are taking a backward flowing vortex, which is the energy pattern of anti-love or life in the world, and you are stopping and reversing it, back to the energy of love, the energy of life. But oh, beloved ones, as you do this, how glorious your life shall be. Your hearts are what I use for everything. Please think on this, a motivation to throw out your little mind. Your hearts are the opening into this world for the plan. You are the great twin flames who anchor this across the veil, and through your soulmate hearts bridge the gap for me. Your hearts must be free of all impediments. So keep coming back to me and making the request that I assist you to dissolve them, layer after layer. And when your hearts are clear, your hearts are the rising sun of the new age, the true world, the heaven on earth that is the bridge. Yes, there is much to do, but if you are doing without any ego mind, then it makes no difference what you are doing or how it is going, because every single moment you are in your heart with me. Beloved ones, I ask you to truly get this. If you have no ego mind judging what is happening, a moment is a moment is a moment. Everyone spent in joy with me. You have heard the phrase, bloom where you are planted. This is what I ask of all of you, that you be so present in the now that truly you are watching me do that which I give you each day to do. And just a reminder, another well-known but little appreciated phrase, what you resist persists. If there is something in your daily experience that you allow your ego to rail against, you can be sure you will be there again. Because in allowing judgment, you place your focus in the reversal. This, dear ones, is so important for you to grasp the full feeling of truth. Not as a thought in the mind. Human good is the same as human bad, because both are duality and contain or are the pendulum. Life seeks balance, even here. The pendulum keeps swinging until you stop pushing it. How do you do this? By exiting duality. By living in and through your heart in only love. Love is magnificent, powerful, magnificently beautiful beyond any concept of human good. So you certainly cannot lose anything by shifting to the vertical arm of the cross. So for all of you, your focus and dedication must be to live every moment in the now of the heart with me. Every moment thus in love with your twin flame, and to do what it takes to make this happen. Put forth the energy to shift the vortex to the real. Take your attention, your powerful focus, and place it on heart perception. This does not mean you needn't do anything. It means you'll be ever more open for me to stack things in your heart, and thus to have energy shooting forth in every way, not only directions, but also dimensions. This is going to be a very great gift to all of you. I am in charge of this work, just as the sign says. I give it to you to do, and then I do it through you. So only your ego pass judgment on how you are doing and why. How, I ask you, can your ego mind possibly know what I plan? And plan is not the right word, for every now the whole world changes, and so does the constellation of hearts open and close. So every now the whole picture is different. So for you to try to determine at all what you are supposed to do doesn't make sense. If you do what is in front of you, asking me all the time what your work is for the day, then if something changes and I need you elsewhere, you are able to hear me say, I need your heart for this right now, as you watch me doing love's work through you. Yes, your ego mind might hate this and might judge it in 100 ways, but your hearts are what I need, free of the ego mind. Your days might not change at all, but your experience of them will change dramatically. So be it.